Well, it came ashore as one of the most powerful storms in U.S. history. Now, as Tropical Storm Ian weakens and moves away from the west coast of the Florida Peninsula, officials and residents will be getting a better idea of the extent of that damage today.
So this is a live look from the Orlando area as of this morning. Ian was downgraded to a tropical storm moving northeast across the Florida Peninsula. Over 2.5 million homes and businesses are without power now. Now, despite Ian weakening, winds are still whipping around 100 kilometers an hour, and life-threatening storm surges are still a risk on the East Coast. More flooding is also expected across Florida, Georgia, and South Carolina.
And have a look at this. This was a scene in Fort Myers, Florida yesterday as Ian moved ashore in the afternoon. This is in an area where the eye of the storm hit. Streets, as you see, quickly flooded thanks to the heavy rain and massive storm surge propelled by 250 kilometer-per-hour winds. Emergency officials quickly began getting calls from residents who decided to ride out the storm but found themselves stuck.
All right, so joining us live now via FaceTime is Janet Bishop, a resident of Tampa, Florida. Janet, thanks for joining us. We spoke with you yesterday afternoon. What was the night like for you in the city?
It was, I would say, as expected, kind of scary. Our power went out for about 10 minutes, so off and on, and you could hear the wind going through. But overall, you know, we went through it. And I actually expected more damage this morning, but fortunate there was more debris falling, but nothing that we can't handle.
Yeah, I mean, Janet, we know Tampa sort of dodged a little bit of a bullet. You still definitely got hit, but not the sort of full brunt of it. So what are you seeing, and what are you hearing in and around your sort of area, neighborhood, community right now?
Well, we heard the sirens go off last night, various fire trucks and so forth going around our community and so forth. But other than that, it was pretty quiet, I will say. They did a very good job of preparing us, you know, for what's going to happen. Everybody stayed indoors, and that's a good thing here. But overall, the neighborhood is very quiet this morning. There's still a lot of debris flying around. We can feel that, but we're good.
Yeah, okay, that's good to hear. I mean, safety is key, and you're clearly okay. I do hear that wind whipping up behind you through our audio.
Yeah.
Janet, do you get a sense maybe some people in the harder hit areas who didn't leave underestimated the extent of this storm?
I do believe so. Over in the bay side of town, a lot of people didn't realize how much it would flood. Of course, we do have a lot of lower areas. For me, over by Marsbridge Road, there were a couple of cars we heard got stuck. Other than that, you know, I think people are learning their lesson over the years, especially those that have been here a while. But we fared pretty well, and I think the next time people will continue to be prepared. But we did very well, and they were very good about alerting us about from the gas company to the electric company. So it turned out pretty good.
All right, Janet Bishop, a resident of Tampa, thanks so much for joining us, and we hope the recovery goes well for you and your family and your friends there. Take care.
Thank you so much.
All right, Janet, thank you. Let's turn now to CNN's Ivan Rodriguez. He is in Punta Gorda, Florida, where, of course, the eye of the storm passed over yesterday. Ivan, I was watching you and your colleagues yesterday sort of covering the storm during the peak of it. You know, this was incredibly powerful, one of the most powerful storms in U.S. history. So what stands out for you this morning as you sort of survey where you are?
Good morning. Now that the sun is beginning to come out, we're starting to see just a glimpse from where we're able to stand of the destruction and what we'll be dealing with for the rest of the day, going in through the next several hours. Behind me here, you can see a trailer, large trailer with canoes in it. This was dragged across the parking lot we're standing in by those heavy winds. More this way, this is the scene that we're going to be seeing a lot of. Down trees, large palm trees completely. You can see the roots taken out of the ground. It's on the side here of the road. This is key. We're seeing bulldozers in the roads, clearing them, cars now able to drive through. And this is going to be crucial when it comes to emergency response calls and getting to people in need. We did hear from officials for the last 24 hours talking about how they won't be able to go and respond until the storm calms. It looks like we're near to be approaching that time. In Sarasota County, a county over from where we are here in Charlotte, we heard that there were more than 500 calls that haven't been responded to yet, but we now know that they're responding to the highest priority calls. For the first time this morning, we're also seeing ambulances, law enforcement vehicles like police begin to roam these streets as well. So that's a promising sign for folks here who stayed behind.
Right. And Ivan, you know, given the power of this storm and then the damage, some of which you've shown us, is it too early right now to say if this storm has claimed any lives?
That's a crucial point that we're still waiting to get clarification on. And in fact, Governor DeSantis will be speaking later this morning. We'll see if he's able to answer those questions for us, because I know it's on the minds of many people. And this morning, we're still seeing some people begin to leave their homes and the hotel rooms that they were in, and it's assess for themselves the damage. A big point here that we're going to be dealing with in Punta Gorda is both power and water. We're under a water boil advisory right now. When it comes to power, crews, I at least have seen one begin to go to the hotel that we're at across the street and assess there. I'm sure that crews are also beginning to go to other areas. Now, officials in Charlotte County, where we are saying just because it seems that Tropical Storm Ian now is moved on to other parts of Florida, Georgia, and now through to the Carolinas soon to be, it doesn't mean that it's time to return. They still want people to be patient. There's a lot of work that needs to be done to get Punta Gorda back on track.
Okay, that is CNN's Ivan Rodriguez joining us live from Punta Gorda, Florida this morning. Ivan, appreciate that sort of firsthand account of what it's like there today. Thanks for the update here.
Thank you.